Shall I go? Shall I start?
Yes.
Great. Okay, hello everybody. My name is Rachel Kennard and I am the reception teacher in Bumblebee class. Just give me a thumbs up if you can hear me and if you can see the PowerPoint. Great. Okay, fab. That's brilliant. Let's go to the next slide. My glamorous assistant, please. So today's induction meeting, it might feel like quite a lot of information, and I do apologise for that in advance, but this PowerPoint will go on our school website, and also it's obviously being recorded as well, and that will hopefully go on the website as well. So if you feel like you've missed something or you need to go back, then feel free to go on our website and have another little look for yourself in your own time. So basically this induction meeting is going to talk about the key people that you might see in EYFS. It will also talk about the induction timetable, so what you're going to be doing with your child for them to settle into school. We're going to answer some of the questions that you've sent in. We're going to talk about the PTA, which Joe mentioned a little bit earlier. And we're also going to talk about our Moorlands Eco Group, which is exciting. And then lastly, we're going to have a little look at what reception will look like. It's only a little snippet, a short snippet, but I just thought it might be quite useful for you to see a little bit about what we do in reception. So let's get started. Next slide, please. Right, so I've already introduced myself, but I am the early years phase leader, and I'm also the Bumblebee teacher. And then we have, appearing to my right here, we've got Ellen Harris.
Hello, I'm Ellen Harris, and I have been at Moorlands for 2 years now, and I've been in year one for 2 years, and I'm really excited to be joining the reception team and teach reception next year.
Thank you. So Ellen's going to be Ladybird teacher, and I probably should have said a little bit about my background as well. So I used to teach in year one for 2 years at Moorlands, and then I went and did a little bit of travelling around the world, and then I loved Moorlands so much that I decided to come back, and they were happy to have me back as well, which is always good. So I've been in reception now for 2 years. I love reception, and we are so happy to be having Ellen. We're happy to be having Ellen with us, and I think it'll be a brilliant team. We've also got Katie Pearson, who is being our technological guru right now, and she is acting head teacher at the moment, and then when Louisa joins us in September, she will be our deputy head. So Katie, you can give everybody a little wave and say hello again. There we go. And then Louisa, I'll hand over to Louisa. I think Louisa was just going to say a quick hello. So this is Louisa Sellers, who is joining us in September as our new head teacher.
Hi, good evening, everybody. It's really, really lovely to be here, joining you from my current location and my current school. As Katie said, I'll be joining you in September. So plenty of opportunities to meet you, to find out all about Moorlands, and also work together and move on to the next stage of our journey. So I'm really excited to be here and learning lots of information alongside you this evening. A really great opportunity. So thank you for inviting me, Katie and the team.
Thank you, Louisa. And then obviously as well, we've already met Jo Reeves, our Chair of Governors. So you'll be seeing her around the school as well. And then there are a few people that couldn't be here tonight because they're on training. So I think on our next slide, we've got some lovely photos for you. Ooh. Right, so this is Mr. Kanan, Michael Kanan. He is at the moment acting assistant head teacher. And then we've also got Mrs. Hebditch, who is our Senko and inclusion lead. So those two are people that you'll be seeing around the school in September. We've also got the most important people, our wonderful EYFS TAs. So we've got Mrs. Merritt, who's been in reception for a long time. So if you're parents that have already been to Moorlands, your child's already been to Moorlands or are at Moorlands at the moment, you hopefully will know Mrs. Merritt. She's brilliant. We love her, and she's been in reception for a long time, so she's very, very experienced. She's great. We've also got Mrs. Thompson, she's quite new to reception, but she's a fantastic TA. She's brilliant, and the children just love her. So she and Mrs. Merritt will be TAs for Ladybirds and Bumblebees. And then we've also got Miss Cox, who is another TA that works collaboratively between both classes. And she does lots of interventions to support the children if they need a bit of extra support in kind of any area of learning. And she is also a fully qualified teacher as well. She used to be an early years lead, so she's also very experienced. So yeah, we've got a brilliant team for September. Next slide, please. Okay, so what we're going to talk about is all of the different steps that your child will take during their induction into Moorlands. So as you can see here, there's a long list, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about each area individually. So if we go on to the next slide, please, Katie. So first of all, the first kind of thing that I'm doing right at this minute is I am speaking to all of the nursery settings and preschool settings that your child attends. And I've actually heard back from pretty much all of the settings. We have about 16 to 17 nurseries or preschools that feed into our school. So there's quite a lot of them that I'm communicating with. But yeah, so basically what I do is I either ring them up and talk to them about your child. We get to know just general information about how we think they're going to settle in, whether they might need a little bit of extra support, or whether they think, no, they're going to be fine, they'll walk straight on in and won't look back. And in some cases, we're actually going to be able to go and visit the nurseries. So obviously last year, because of COVID, we weren't able to do that. But this year, some settings are letting us do that. And what I'm doing is I'm going to go and visit the settings that have got the most children, and then telephone calling the other settings where they've got one or two. And if it's needed, if it's something that the setting thinks that I need to go in and visit the children, then I will do that. So for example, First Steps is just down the road from us, so I can pop in after school and go and visit those children if needed. But yeah, so basically it's down to the nursery setting how they feel. But don't worry if your child doesn't get visited, because we have our wonderful stay and play sessions, which actually are the best way for your child to get to know us anyway in this environment. The nursery visits are just more of a chance for me to talk to the practitioners and just make sure any kind of top tips that they need to tell me, or anything that they think that I need to know before your child starts school. What we will also do is we're going to send over a little booklet for each nursery setting so that they can share information about the school. So it will have little photographs of where your child needs to hang up their peg, where your child needs to hang up their coat on their peg. Or for example, we've got little things like a bumblebee and a ladybird where their name will be on, and they then self-register themselves in the morning. So just little things like that might help settle your child into school. So we send over pictures of myself and Miss Harris and things like that. So hopefully the setting will then talk through that with your child. Yeah, so lots of little things that we do to contact the nursery settings. So yeah, let's go to the next slide. Okay, so the stay and play settings. So the stay and play sessions are in school. They are going to be starting in July. And what happens here is your child will attend the school, and they are going to be attending with only 10 children. So because of COVID, we still think that we need to keep numbers quite small. But actually, we did this last year, and it was actually really quite nice just to have a smaller group of children. And what happens is they come into school, the parents or carers, they go outside and they can have a chance to chat to one another. And then your child can just have a chance to play in the classroom, get to know their environment. We can talk to them and chat to them. We can also talk to you a little bit as well. The TAs will be here as well, so it will be a really nice chance for them to almost walk through the steps of starting school. So you have 2 sessions that you can book onto if you want to, and they are an hour long. The booking for that should hopefully have been sent to you today, but if you do have any trouble with that, please just ring the office and just ask. Last year was really enjoyable. We really loved it. And like I say, it was quite small groups, only 10 children, but actually that worked out really nice because we got to know the children really well. And it's a way that the child can come in with the parent, so feel quite confident with their parent or carer, but also be able to separate, because you can stay outside and they can come in outside, inside, and just kind of go and have a little nosy around. Shall I admit that? Oh, you've done it. Well done, Katie. So if you've got your diary there, these are the dates. They were sent out on the letter as well. So it's Wednesday the 30th of June, and then Thursday the 1st of July, and Friday the 2nd of July. So there are 10 slots available, and there should be enough slots for everybody, if my maths is right. So yeah, so please try and book on to 2 slots. It might be a good idea to maybe book onto a slot with somebody that you know your child knows, if they know somebody coming to Moorlands, or it might be a good idea to try and kind of put them out of their comfort zone a little bit and see how they are, because you're going to be there to support them through it. So up to you, either way is absolutely fine. Yeah, so that's the first kind of big thing, that they're coming into school and having a lovely little play and stay session. So our second thing is a teddy bears picnic. So hopefully this goes ahead. Obviously, with everything, it's always COVID dependent. But the idea is that everybody can come and join us for a bit of an early morning teddy bears picnic. You can bring your rug or a camping chair or something like that, and we all get together on our lovely playing field, and it's just another opportunity for the children to come into school, go through those steps of coming to school, and then also in this situation, we're able to have everybody because it's all outside. Again, COVID dependent and the guidance dependent, but yeah, so all of the children and one parent or carer can attend, and they can all play together, they can run around on the grass, and yeah, it's just another nice little opportunity for the children to see each other and go through those steps of, oh, you're coming to school, let's go together, and that hopefully will help with the transition into when they start properly in September. There is a bit of information on the slide here about when the picnic will start. So it will start at 10 o'clock and it is on Wednesday the 14th of July. So that's another little diary date for you. We don't have another one just in case, so this is the only date that we've got available for that, but don't worry if you can't attend that one. Obviously we've got the stay in plays and we've got lots of other things in place as well. The picnic will finish at 11 o'clock, so it's for an hour, and don't forget your teddy bears. I've got mine ready, so make sure you bring yours as well. Okay, so after we've had the stay in play sessions, we've spoken to the nurseries and preschool settings, we've seen you during the teddy bears picnics and things like that, we will fully decide where your child will be. And then you will get a letter sent home to say that your child will be in either Bumblebee class or Ladybird class. This will be their registration class. And this is where they will sit to have their register or lessons and things like that. But you might know, or you might not know, but our class work as one big unit. So we don't actually have a wall separating our classes. So we've actually got a massive open unit. So although they do have 2 separate classes, they still work together. And I know this kind of settles a lot of people's maybe kind of worries about their child not being in a class with their friend from nursery. But actually I know kind of a lot of the parents this year and last year, it didn't matter in the end, because they all can go off and explore and play with each other during their explore time. And they all come in together anyway in the mornings as well. So if you get your child's letter and you think, oh no, they're not in a class with Henry, they're really close friends with Henry, don't worry about it, because it's not very long that they're on the carpet, and then they are soon back together when they're playing and exploring. Our school website does have videos of our shared space, so if you've not been able to see our setting, please have a look on our website. We've got a video that I've done. It's not the greatest technologically wise, but yeah, it's there for you to kind of see what our setting looks like, and it's lovely. It's a really nice chance for the children to go between both ladybirds and bumblebees. Yeah, next slide please. So we are going to have a parent and carer child meeting the teacher session. It's basically like a parent carer consultation, and this will happen in September. So after we've sent a letter out to say what class your child will be in, we are then inviting you in the first week back into school. When everyone starts back into school, we invite you in to come and have a little chat with us on a one-to-one basis. So this is as an alternative to home visits. And we did this last year and it was brilliant. It was a really nice chance for myself or the other class teachers, so in this case Ellen, just to have a chat with the parent and carer and just talk to them about their child starting school, and also you kind of answer any last minute questions. We also get to share a little bit more information about reading or any little documents that we've got to hand over, and then your child will join you as well. So your child will come in with you and they get a chance one-on-one with the TA to go and explore the classroom. And it was really lovely last year. It was really nice because it meant that the child got that special time in the classroom and they got to go and explore all of those other little areas that they might not have been able to see in the stay and play sessions. And then it gave me and the parent and carer a chance to just chat and answer any of those extra little bits that we needed to. Yeah, so it's a really good opportunity to do that. I think on the next slide there should be a little bit more information. So just like the stay and play sessions, you can book these ones, you can book these online. So after we've told you what class your child will be in, you can log on and then book these sessions. So they will be starting from 9 until 3:30, and we will have some other slots later on as well. So we've also got some slots that are 9 o'clock till 5:30, just to accommodate for busy families, because I know not everybody works within the school hours. So yeah, we're going to have some of those a little bit later, but bear in mind, if it is later on, then the TA won't be there. But last year that worked absolutely fine because the child was quite happy to go and have a little nosy themselves and join us for the meeting as well. They kind of sat and talked to us as well. So yeah, but if you do book on a later slot, just bear in mind that the TA won't be there, so you won't be able to meet the TA then. Yeah, so another date for your diary then would be Monday the 6th to Friday the 10th. That is when our parent and carer child meetings will be. Okay, so after the parent and carer child meetings, your child will officially start school, and this will either be in the morning or the afternoon. So we call it AM or PM sessions. So the first week of school is new for everyone and it can feel very busy, very chaotic. So what we have done is we've split the class in half, and we then have half the class in the morning and then they go home, and then in the afternoon we have the other half of the class. So it's a really nice chance for us again to get to know your child on a bit of a smaller scale, and hopefully help support them when they come into school a little bit easier than having the whole class in. So the AM sessions are 8:35 until 11:15, and then the PM sessions are from 1 o'clock until 3:15. So they either get to see the morning part of the school or the end of day routine. So yeah, it's a lovely time to get to know the children on a smaller scale and really help them settle in, and it really helps build their confidence and independence for the following weeks. So as you can imagine, having 15 children is a lot easier to really help them, show them where they need to hang up their coat, where their drawer is, where they sit on the carpet. And it's a really nice calm time. And then when they all come to school together, they all feel individually quite confident in what they're doing and where they're going. So yeah, that's the AM and PM sessions. Ooh. You go from current slide, Katie. That would be.
I've got something else happening. Sorry, there we go.
Thank you. And then if you go on to the next slide, that would be great. Thank you. So for your diary dates then, the AM and PM sessions will be Monday the 13th till Friday the 17th of September. And you'll be informed whether your child is the AM or the PM. So when we send out the letter to say what class your child is in, we will then say your child will be in Bumblebee class and they will be doing the morning sessions, and we'll put all of the information on there as well for you. But that's just so you know in your diary that that's when our AM and PM sessions are starting. Okay, so this is a bit of a chunky one. So after they've done the morning sessions or the PM sessions, all the children come in together, and they come in for the morning and for lunchtime as well. And then after lunch, they go home. And the reason why we do this is because all children at Moorland School, they all have a hot dinner, which is brilliant. So all children are entitled to a free hot dinner. That's part of what the government have done for us. And they are all freshly prepared on site by our amazing kitchen team. So the reason why we have a bit of an extra chance to kind of have them at lunchtime is because it's obviously quite a lot to get through 60 children. Everyone's choosing what lunches they want. So we spend a really good amount of time going through that process with each individual child. We encourage the independence of choosing their meals. We encourage the independence of cutting their food up and on all of those little steps that come along the way. Our kitchen staff are brilliant. So I know that lunchtime can be quite a big deal for some children, particularly myself. I remember in schools, certain foods I really don't like, and the kitchen staff here are amazing. So they really cater for all children and all different needs. And so, for example, if some children are not great with liquid foods and they don't like foods touching like that, then they deal with all of that. It's brilliant. So what we have got that's coming out to you soon is a bit of a document, a bit of a form that we'd ask you to fill in just to talk about your child's food preferences. When your child is in school, we do talk to them anyway, and we have a bit of a chat with them, and Anna, our main kind of kitchen cook, she has a chat with them as well. But it's quite helpful if we've got a little bit of a form just to know whether there's any allergies or any specific food requirements, for example, not having things touching. And if you do feel like there's something that you need to get in contact with just to talk about lunchtime, then feel free to kind of contact the office and they can put you directly through to Anna as well. I know she's dealt with a lot of different parents and carers throughout the years, and she's brilliant, really. She has so many different menus up her sleeve, and she kind of helps anybody. So yeah, please just get in contact if that's something that you're a bit worried about. In addition, I just need to mention as well that everybody's entitled to free school meals, but some families might have certain benefits and then they can apply for free school meals. It's a little bit confusing because everybody's entitled to it, but some people might have certain benefits that means that they can apply for the free school meals through the Bath and North East Somerset Council. And the telephone number is on the PowerPoint there. And it's really important that if this is the case, that you do apply for it, or do ring up the telephone number and let them know, because this actually provides extra funding for our school, and it enables the school to provide specialist resources and support to ensure all pupils can achieve their full potential. So if that is your case, then please just ring up this telephone number, and it's really helpful because it does just give that additional funding, but everybody does get the free school meals. Okay, I think I've done that meaty one. Let's go. So yeah, so the lunchtime and mornings will start on Monday the 20th of September until Friday the 24th. So that's another date for your diary. So all the children will attend school, and the school starts at 8:35. Your child will come to school, we'll have our morning routine, we'll go through the lunch process with them, and then they'll go out to play and enjoy their play on the playground. And then we will get them to be picked up at 1:30. So after their playtime, they come back down, they get all their things ready to go home, and then they go home after that. So it's quite a busy day for them. They obviously have got a lot to take in terms of the lunchtime, and obviously all the children in all together. So yeah, it's a brilliant time, but it is a lot, and your child will probably be quite tired at that point. So then after the AM and lunch times, your child will be in full time. Wow, it's a big thing, isn't it? But they will be fine, do not worry. So that will happen on Monday the 27th of September. So our school starts at 8:35 and the register will be taken at 8:50. So that does give a little bit of a window for you to kind of get your child into school. The 8:50 timing is a little bit new. We've got a little asterisk there. We anticipate these timings in September, providing that the relevant guidance permits them. So there's a bit of maybe a little bit of a change there, but you would be informed via letter. But yeah, so basically, as long as your child is in by 8:50 when we take the register, then that is perfect. If you are running a bit late because it's a rainy day or the alarm's not gone off, don't worry. You can just go up to the office, which is on Chantry Mead Road, and your child can get signed into school in that way, and we bring them down into the classroom. The school starts at 8:35 and then finishes at 3:15 at the end of the day. Obviously as well, if you do kind of want to get your child into school by 8:35, that is actually, it is quite good, because we do little morning singing of songs, we do some handwriting practice, some numbers and things like that. So you know, if you can get them in before the register is taken, that's always a bit of an extra bonus for us, and we get to do extra little bits with them as well. Any time is precious in school. Okay, thank you, Katie. Right, so let's move on to your questions then. So I think this is the only question that we did have in. So if you're thinking, oh no, my question's not here, please just email the office or email myself. I've got my email at the end of the PowerPoint and I can answer your question. But the question is, I would be interested in hearing about breakfast and after school clubs. So we have a brilliant YMCA after school club and breakfast club. It's run by a lady called Amy. She's brilliant. She's very friendly. We know her very well because the club is held in the dinner hall, which is just opposite my classroom. So she always pops in, gives them a little wave just to make sure that they're okay. And it's very popular with all ages. We've got reception children all the way up to year 6, and it's lovely because the year 6 looks after the receptions and they're like a little family. Amy drops off the children to their classes in the morning and collects them at the end of the day, and she's brilliant with that. So she's very diligent about making sure she goes around to each classroom and making sure she's got everybody along the way. So if that is of interest to you, then there's her telephone number and her email just below. And just give her a phone call and she can answer any other extra questions that you've got. I know they have toast because it smells lovely at the end of the school day, and I would like to go in and have some, but I've not yet tried that. Maybe I should. Okay, right. So Joe mentioned earlier about the PTA, which is the Parent Teacher Association community, and we've got a fantastic one. They are brilliant. They do wonderful things such as raise money for school resources and hold camping events or annual events such as the camp out. If any parent is already at Moorlands, you will know our famous camping event. So all of the parents and families, they come and camp out on our amazing 10 acres of land. And yeah, so there is a brilliant night, and we raise loads of money for the school. So for example, each year group gets, I think it's about 200 or 250 pounds. That's what we've had this year and last year. And we get to spend it on resources for the class. I've done it before. When I used to work here in year one, we had some visitors coming to school, and they brought in snakes and reptiles and all things like that. So it's a brilliant way of just making sure that we can go that extra mile for your child's learning, and they hand the money to us, which is lovely. So yeah, so basically the reason why I'm telling you about this is because each year group have volunteers to be a representative for their cohort. So it's not a full-time commitment, but it would mean that you are the face of the early years PTA. So it's really helpful. For example, if there is some kind of fundraising going on, they're the go-to people to go and ask about the fundraising. Or for example, if there's a new family joining, I can always direct them to our PTA representative, and they can help get them in touch with the rest of the Moorlands community. Because I know, for example, if some parents join halfway through the year, it can be a bit daunting. And if you don't know any other parents, it's really quite nice to have that parent representative to then be that smiley, happy face to then put them in contact with other people. So if that's something that would interest you, have a little think about it, and you can let our chair of the PTA, Julie Morton, know about that. Her email address is just there. So if that is something that you would like to do, then you can jot that down. And don't feel like you need to sign up now. Maybe it's a bit later on. You might feel like you want to do that. And anybody is welcome. If we have 5 representatives for the PTA, that's fine. That doesn't matter. Also, during the Teddy Bears picnic, we know, for example, in some settings it's only one child coming to the school, and it might be that the parents don't know other parents from the school. So during the Teddy Bears picnic, we wanted to invite all of the families to maybe share their information for some summer play dates. And that might be something that could be helpful if you don't know other people from Moorlands. And the PTA rep could be the one to organise that. So if you like organising things, then that might be something that you want to do. They also have a great website that you can find on our school website. Thank you, Katie. Okay, so also I just wanted to talk about the Moorlands Eco Group, because we've got such a brilliant land space for our school, and also I am the outdoor learning lead and the Eco Warriors boss. So we have lots of things that we do in our school to for example, recycling or planting trees and things like that, litter pick events, and our Moorlands Eco Group are brilliant at organising these events. So if that's something that might interest you as well, you can email the Moorlands Eco Group, which is just on the slide there, and it might be something that you want to join alongside the PTA, or something different if that's something that would interest you as a parent or carer. Okay, so that's our induction over with. Obviously, it's a lot of information, and I've talked a lot at you, but hopefully if you want to go back, you can go on our website and have a look at the recording as well. But I thought what might be quite useful is just to talk about the time that your child will spend in school, because obviously we've talked a lot about the settling into our school, but I thought it'd be good to just talk to you about what reception looks like. Obviously, this is only a bit of a snapshot, and I would like to go into more detail about this later on. I don't want to bombard you with too much information, but I thought I could just go through our timetable and what your child will be expecting to do when they're in school. Obviously, this is all subject to change, and things do change based on the children's needs as well. But yeah, I thought this might be something that you could talk to your child about at the end of the day. Because believe me, you ask them what have they been up to today and they say nothing. And actually they've had a very busy day. So maybe if you mention any of these lessons or areas, then that might give them a bit of a bit of a reminder. Oh yeah, I did that for phonics. So if you go on to the next slide, Katie. So in the morning time, we have a morning routine where they come into school and they put their things away. We do singing of songs, we take the register and we talk about the day. They then go into something called phonics, which is basically learning how to read. So they learn different sounds. And if you say to them, what have you done in phonics today? That might remind them what they've been up to. Hopefully. They might say they don't remember again, but it's worth a try. After phonics, we have snack time and explore time, and then we go into our lunchtime routine. So that happens all in the morning. And then in the afternoon, we have another little time on the carpet, and we do something called Go Noodle, which your child most probably will talk about. They love it. It's a bit of an active dancing kind of video that they do just to kind of get them ready for the afternoon, get their brains going. And then in the afternoon, we have another explore time. So explore time is, for those who aren't aware of what it is basically it's a time where they can go and play with their friends, and then we support their learning by going into their play and helping kind of encourage maybe a bit of a maths focus. So for example, if they're playing with the dinosaurs and they're stomping around with the dinosaurs and they're sharing and they're playing, which is brilliant, then we can then talk about something to do with maths. For example, you might say, how many dinosaurs are there? And then we can count the dinosaurs. So that's the way that we kind of teach them in their explore time, but we also have separate lessons as well. So we have phonics lessons and we have maths lessons, and normally in the afternoons we also have ICT, music lessons, art lessons, PE lessons, all of your normal things that you would expect to see in school. We also have outdoor learning sessions as well. So hopefully we can get their wellies in and they can go stomping in the puddles and enjoy their outdoor learning lessons. I won't go into any more information about this, but if you want to kind of go back and have a little read through, I've kind of gone into a little bit more detail on there that you can have a little look, and hopefully that will help you understand what your child's been up to. Because unfortunately you can't be a fly on the wall. Yeah, so anyway, I think that is it. Let me just have a little look at my notes down below. Yes, I think I've covered everything. So thank you very much for attending, and hopefully it's been useful for you. And if I'm sure there might be a lot more questions that you kind of might be like, oh, what about this and what about that? But we will be sending out more letters to kind of explain the induction process to you. And we will be sending out information, a little bit more information about what your child will be learning in school, and kind of questions about toys and water bottles and things like that. So all of that kind of stuff will come together via email for you. But please feel free to call the office if you've got any other questions, or if there's anything very specific, you can email me as well. I'm more than happy to answer your questions or queries. Oh, sorry, I feel like I've just gone, but I hope that was useful for you all. Oh, it's nice. I can see everyone's faces now. I could just see mine, and that wasn't, that's not the best picture to be looking at. Yeah, so that's it pretty much. Back over to you, Katie.
Well, thank you very much, Rachel. I think that's given you hopefully a very detailed snapshot of what life in reception is like. It's always a pleasure to go into reception. It's always full of lots of independence and lots of busyness. And yeah, we can't wait to see you in real life very soon. Thank you so much for coming. Like Rachel said, if you have any more questions, please don't hesitate to call the office or email the office, or if it's more specific that you think Rachel will be able to help with, then please do email Rachel. But thank you very much for your time. Oh, got a question.
Got my hand up, very polite. I've just seen in the comments here that actually the Moorlands Reception Facebook group has already been set up. Wow. So if you want to join their Facebook group, then just click on the link in there. That's very organised. Well done, team cohort, new cohort coming in. I like that. So yeah, if you want to join that Facebook group, hopefully that will be a chance where you can kind of connect with all of the parents. And
Sorry, Miss Kennard, just
hello.
if you share, hello, just to say, if you, I only shared the link with you, so if you share it with the others, then
Okay.
that's probably better.
I will do that. Thank you. Sorry, I thought everybody could see it. Thank you very much. That's why I had a few confused faces looking at me. I will send that out to everybody. We can put that in a letter. Thank you.
And the other thing we can get set up quite quickly is something called a class dojo. So all of the parents will be in a class together on a platform we use at school at Mullins called Class Dojo, and that means that Miss Kennard or Miss Harris can send you photos of everything they've been doing in the day, or send you messages or reminders and things like that. So that's a really great platform and tool. So if you could sign up to Class Dojo when we send you the some login details, that'd be really brilliant. And then Miss Kennard can just ping you things. It's a free app on your phone called Class Dojo, and it's really, really useful.
And that's in our kind of document that we'll be sending to you. There's a little bit about Class Dojo in there as well. Yeah, but it's brilliant. If we have to remind you, Mufti Day tomorrow, things like that. Okay.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much for your time. We know it's a very, very busy time in families with young children at this time, with baths and bedtime and stories and just winding down and things like that. So we'll let you go. But thank you so much for attending this session tonight. And yes, we look forward to seeing you very soon. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Bye. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.